I could just see us in a meeting, see him in a meeting room, and somebody goes, "Coach, we need to run the ball more." He goes, "Okay, let me put it to you this way: if you had one play and your life depended on it, are you going to give the ball to Mark Ingram, or do you want Drew Brees to throw?"
Green Bay, he did not. So hopefully he has learned.
That's right. So that's I mean, the temptation certainly as a play caller is to give Drew every opportunity. When you see the development of Brandon Cooks, his technique is watching Brandon Cooks. That release on the touchdown play was absolutely classic. What he was at, that's a coaching tape right there. And Willie Snead with the improvement that he's making. So, the three of them with Michael Thomas as well really give you guys that as long as all three of them are there. Now, after that, it gets to be an adventure. Like so much of this team, it's very, very thin, but you need all three of them healthy. Michael Thomas, and wasn't it something that as good as Michael Thomas looked in the preseason, he's good. He's going to be a good player. That it looked like Michael Thomas was the dominant receiver in the preseason, and what happens when the gun is really up?
Yeah.
That Willie Snead stands out and Brandon Cook stands out. Not a shock.
Yeah. Well,
I was
telling
the most disappointing thing offensively is Kobe Fleener.
Yeah.
He's making little, if any, contribution right now. Only one game sample, but he didn't show anything in the preseason. I'm not certain how well he fits in with these guys.
Well, I heard Breeze talking today on WWL to Bobby, and he was stating the fact he believes Kobe is going to be fine. It was more about the game planning, but still, Professor noted that Kobe Fleener on – Professor, was it the 3rd and 5 play that he whiffed on the ball? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So
I believe it was to the right, the offense's right.
Yeah, offense's right.
It was like right by his ear hole.
Yeah.
And just like you said, whiff. That's a great description.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering. I don't know. I'm just thinking if you had all summer to be in this offense, learning the offense, learning from Drew Brees, your field captain as well, why is it taking this long? I mean, we're not talking about a rookie coming into the system. We're talking about a guy who has NFL experience. Why is it taking this long? It's not a dumb guy. He went to Stanford. And I'm hoping he's not a dumb guy, right? So why is it taking so long?
Sometimes some of these Leland Stanford graduates, I'm trying to figure out, they might be good in the classroom, but in space they have difficulty. Because Fleener is not Jimmy Graham. He's got different skills, and the Saints are having to try to work those skills. And he's not a very good seam runner. And I have seen him in the past make good catches on the boundary, though. So that was how awkward he looked. Not only did he whiff on it, but he looked so awkward doing that. That was disappointing. And he's soft. Jimmy Graham was not a good blocker, but Kobe Fleener makes Jimmy Graham look like a sumo wrestler.
Oh, wow.
God, the Fleener is soft. You would think, once again, with his innate intelligence, that he could figure out ways to get in people's way. But, they can't run behind him at all. So he's now one game sample. Okay, that's
one game. We'll give him one game.
But we better see something like in the first half this week. Well, that's going to be the final decision. You can't wait till weeks 3, 4, 5. Oh, well, it's the game plan. It's the game plan. Well, if he was worth a darn, you would find a way to get him in the game plan.
Yeah,
and not game plan away from him. But the tight end position really shorthanded now, and
Josh Hill has a high ankle sprain. we have Josh Hill with a high ankle sprain, right?
I believe so. Even though I'm trying to see, in looking, let's see, I thought I saw, is that it? Was it? Yeah, Josh Hill with an ankle. He still did not practice. If it's a high ankle sprain, he's going to be out a while.
Let me ask, so that means
it's actually not in the ankle. It's the area between the tibia and the fibula, right above the ankle, that those ligaments get stretched that hold the tibia and fibula close to each other. And when that gets strained, there is so little blood flow to that area that it takes a long time for that to come back. So, the Saints are really going to be shorthanded when they're in a position that they depend on their tight ends a lot.
Yeah. With all of this negative press around Fleener, I'm pretty sure that first series that the Saints are going to have, he will make sure he's in the game plan. Coach always does that. You ever notice, why is this guy not in the game plan, Coach? What happened here? Next game, heavy dose of that guy. So
right. Let's hope so, because they need the versatility at that position, and that's a key to coaching, using everything that you have all the time. So I would look forward to seeing that. That makes a whole lot of sense to me, Kyle T. And I look forward to him having that opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's kind of wrap it up, Coach. Tell me your prognostication. What's going to happen with the New Orleans Saints and the New York Giants?
Well, my initial feeling is that it's going to be very difficult for the Saints to compete. This doesn't look like a great matchup. You've got the three wide receivers now for the Giants, Sterling Shepard now in the mix as well, and Cruz getting back into getting back on the field. That has meant a lot to the New York Giants. So that's not a very good matchup for the Saints. The defense of the Giants has improved, as I said, dramatically. And if they could keep the Saints, if they could defend and keep pressure on Breeze with four players, Steve Spagnuolo is back there as a defensive coordinator for the Giants. So he likes to play with the four rushers and then do things in the secondary. So I look at that as a very difficult matchup for the Saints. What is a positive for the Saints is that Breeze, I believe, is 6-1 against the Giants since he's been with the Saints, and have had some spectacular games against them. So right now, I think the advantage is with the Giants, but the Saints do indeed have some hope this year. But it's got to be a shootout unless these two new guys, if Sterling Moore can make a contribution. He wasn't even active last week.
Right.
And then let's see, the Saints signed another defensive back.
CB Webb.
That's it. Hopefully they could add some experience because, gosh, with the defense, with the corners that they have left, you're looking at street free agents. You're looking at a guy coming off of injured reserve last year, didn't play it down. You're looking at undrafted free agents and street free agents as well. So that's not a very deep group.
Yeah. And let's talk about one last thing before we get off the air. You look at what Drew Brees has been able to accomplish as the quarterback, not only just with the Saints, but in the National Football League. He has the opportunity to, with only a few yards, to pass Dan Marino as number 3 on the all-time list. It's just remarkable to see what he's been able to accomplish. And if he stays healthy another probably, 3 years, we know that he will possibly pass those guys, Favre as well as Peyton Manning on this list. How much does that mean to our city to have someone like Brees?
I just hope that we appreciate what we're seeing right now. How many times in a lifetime can you have the greatest player in a franchise's history right there in front of you and still playing at a high level?
Yes.
That happens like never. Not just infrequently. That just doesn't happen. We've got to appreciate what this man accomplishes, what he does, and you can't say in spite of what the Saints' record is going to be, but we've got to be able to raise our level of awareness and our level of appreciation to the point that when somebody does something good, regardless of the outcome of the game, we could still appreciate it. I'm not talking about giving him excuses or anything like that. I'm just talking about seeing somebody playing the best that we've ever seen in this city.
Yeah, and possibly
50 years, the best ever. Yeah, that we better appreciate it while we've got it.
And one of the best ever in the National Football League's history as well.
Absolutely.
Couple of other little tidbits, Coach. What will the Saints be doing with Brandon Coleman? Do you think he's somebody they will actually put into the game, and can he still be effective?
Well, yes, he can still. He can still be effective. He's still somewhat limited in what he is capable of doing. We go back to the coaching staff meeting, since we're in the coach's office, and you're in the meeting, and somebody says, "Coach, we need to get Brandon Coleman in the game." What do you think? What do you think the head coach is going to ask?
Why?
Who do we take out? Tell me who we're going to take out. Yeah. You want to take out Cooks? You want to take out Snead? You want to take out Michael Thomas? You want to take out Fleener? Who do you want to take out? But you're going to need him because something's going to happen. I mean, and he's got a roster spot. He's on the roster spot. You got to find something. You have to find something for him.
And he was active, and this is what I was telling the professor. That goal line situation, or when they missed those opportunities when there was a goal-to-goal situation,
right.
Why wouldn't you utilize this kid's skill set? You have two tall guys, tall guys, and they're kind of lanky. They're not really big guys like Graham was. But you have Fleener, you have Coleman. Utilize those guys in these type of situations. That's a good chance to ISO a smaller cornerback on these guys, right? So
that's correct.
I just
Michael Thomas, though he's not 6'6", he's a big 6'2". He's got some size to him and some strength to him. So yes, you're looking at Snead and Coleman and Cooks being at a disadvantage in goal line situations, except when they were going to run the speed sweep with Cooks, and that was an ad lib. The play that Drew Brees kept the ball to the left after faking the Cooks, that was an ad lib on Brees' part.
Right.
That was not the call play. It was going to Cooks. And Brees saw that two guys, talk about the discipline once again of the Raiders, he sees two defensive backs running with Cooks across the formation and thought that he could fake it to Cooks and keep it around the left side. He needed to make a little bit better fake out of it to keep the middle linebacker, 53 is the guy that made the play, to keep him out of it and to give Ingram a chance to get ahead of him, because everybody was surprised. Ingram's looking up. He's going, wait, you got the ball.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to get ahead of Brees. The lineman who had actually blocked away from where Cooks was going to try to misdirect the line, they work up the field, and they turn around looking at Cooks, and then they all turn around like behind them.
Yeah.
And they go, wait a second, you got the ball over here. What is that about? You saw Max Unger like shrugging. What is this? But that was an ad lib by Brees, and it would have been a smart play with if he'd have taken just a little longer on the fake, the middle backer would have run as well, and he'd have waltzed in the end zone.
Yeah. Well, those things happen, and when I heard Brees today, he said he thought when he saw those two defenders going with Cooks, he would have been eaten up. So that's why he decided to ad lib. So